Hello everyone, my name is Katie Nelson. This is my introduction video for AEP 855. So a little bit about myself. I'm a sixth grade teacher for 4 years. All 4 years have been in sixth grade. 3 of those have been at Bergman Elementary School in Manhattan, Kansas. I was in Beloit, Kansas for my first year. I mostly teach general education, focusing on reading and math. Our district is currently working on moving our sixth graders up to the middle school, so that's been an interesting transition as well. Comes with a lot of different experiences that I'm just now figuring out through a lot of professional development and working with the middle school. At Bergman Elementary, we have a new administrator this year, which has been incredibly helpful, and I've really learned a lot just in the difference of administrators that I've had. I'm originally from Kansas. I've lived here my whole life. Graduated from Kansas State University, and I'm recently married. So if I come across as Katie Hesting, same person. My husband and I have a 4-legged 2-year-old named Maverick. We love him very much. Anyway, on to education. Why do politics influence schools but did not necessarily move school leaders to take action based on politics? I think that this is mostly because of the outside political influence and opinion that drives school policies rather than teachers and administrators. If we'd seen those teachers and administrators in those political positions and in those outside political influences, I think it would be a little different. Why did standards focused on outcomes and seemingly split the work and skills of a profession from the knowledge and wisdom of that profession? Well, standards are always going to be changing, and our students are always going to be changing as well. When teachers are told to teach these specific standards, oftentimes these outside forces, such as poverty and trauma, just for a couple of examples, are often forgot about. We forget that we can't just teach to the standard and that we have all of these other forces implementing our teaching as well. It leaves really little room for professional judgment. Why the standards evolved to explicitly call for school leaders' direct action. The standards evolved to explicitly call for school leaders' direct action because the leader or leaders of that school know what is best for their school. They know the students, the teachers, and the dynamics of the building. Why school leaders must become a political activist on behalf of the students and their families. I feel like this goes hand in hand with the previous slide. Oftentimes our political leaders don't work in a school or have experience with day-to-day life in a school. It's just an environment that, unless you work in a school, that just really doesn't make sense to a lot of outside forces. And even having like a child that goes to a school, it's not the same. I would really encourage political leaders to spend a month every day from beginning of school into the school, almost like a fly on the wall in a classroom, just to see what type of things we go through on a day-to-day basis. It's just important for those school leaders to be a political activist on behalf of our students because they and other teachers are on the front lines of the decisions that are made, not the political leaders. Why do politics surrounding educational policies provide the strongest connection between what school leaders feel and do and their abilities to strategically think about how to handle it all? I believe that school leaders are constantly dealing with politics from within the school and outside the school. When you add in student issues and other outside sources, it can be overwhelming on how to handle it all. School leaders can't jump to every educational political policy or they wouldn't be considered a strong leader. They have to think strategically about how to handle each individual case and which ones to take seriously, which ones are going to stick, etc. My own political critique. Honestly, politics are not of any interest to me. They're very difficult for me to understand and really wrap my head around because they're ever changing. I don't get stuck on one political idea for very long just because it's so ever changing and it just changes constantly. So I don't let the politics influence my decision making process in my classroom environment. I'll oftentimes feel frustrated about what's going on in educational politics, but I love to teach and I don't let that political negativity affect my thinking process in my classroom. I do it for the students, and I would do it for the students whether there were bad educational policies going on or whatever you might think. But I teach because I love teaching children. I'm definitely aware that this needs to change for me, and that I just need to find a way to be more interested in the political politics or educational politics. And I'm hoping that some of this course with the leadership skills will really change that for me. Thank you for watching.